Namaskar. Here we are in India on a rooftop of one of the buildings where I've been studying these last 3 months. So I've only got a couple more days left, and so I thought I'd better do some videos here where I've been for such a long time. So we're doing it while the sun is rising, so hopefully it gets a little lighter. Because it's sort of New Year, I thought we'd do a stronger practice this morning, a little bit more flow. So please take what you need to do in this. You need to rest when you need to and modify anything that isn't working for you. But let's just start with lying and doing some breathing. So you may like to just start with your feet on the floor with the knees bent, lying on your back. Or if you've got a bolster or a rolled blanket, you could place them under the knees. If you really wanted to, you could also bring the soles of the feet together. Have the support of the blanket or the bolster underneath. Get yourself comfortable and shake out anything that doesn't feel quite right. Ankles, wrists, hips, neck, shoulders. And just begin to land yourself on your mat, on the ground beneath you. You might like to take a couple of deep breaths through the nose and exhale them through the mouth. Each time you exhale, release the muscles. Let the muscles relax and soften around the bones. And allow the bones to become a little heavier. See if you can relax even in the joints of the body. Releasing any holding. And allow the breath to become normal. And just watch for a moment. The rhythm of your own breathing. Really allow the features of the face to relax here. So the eyeballs just sink a little deeper into the sockets. The tongue a little deeper into the mouth, and the flesh of the face just slightly pulling towards the ground. From there, we're going to deepen the breath. I'd like you to begin to draw the breath in slowly and deeply, as if you're drawing it into the belly, and then up into the ribs, and as you exhale, releasing from the ribs down into the belly. Try and let the whole of your body and the features of your face remain soft as you do this. If you like, you can deepen a little further. Inhale into the belly, continue into the ribs, and keep breathing in so you fill up all the way to the collarbones. And then slowly exhale from the collarbones, down the chest, through the ribs and out of the belly. A few more breaths in this way, really filling the lungs, filling the whole of your torso and body. Try and remain soft and relaxed as you inhale, and then fully release and relax as you exhale, slowly and completely. Complete one more round. And then slowly begin to waken up by perhaps rolling the heads gently from side to side. I'd like to lift your feet off and give the ankles some rotations in both directions. You could do the same with the wrists. Stretch overhead. I've just woken up an hour ago. And then draw the legs, knees into the body and just have a little play. And then when you're ready, you can roll onto your side. Continue up, pushing up with the opposite hand. I do want to warn you, in India it's very noisy. This is like 6:30 in the morning. And you'll hear trains, you'll hear the birds, maybe you can hear that music from a local temple playing. And people start washing, so there might be some banging and things. Let's see how we go. So, let's come to be in a spot for a moment. You can have your heels off the ground if you need to. And just reach the arms out in front of you. Take an inhale as if you're breathing from your tail up into your crown. And as you exhale down from the tail to the crown, release a little deeper. Drop the head in, the chin in. It's going to stretch the back of the spine. And then inhale to look up, squeeze the knees, the thighs into the body to try and help you lift out a little, and then exhale. Release the head fully. Inhale, lift, squeeze in a little, lengthen out through the crown, and exhale. Release. Release the legs, release the head, drop in. And then this time as you inhale, up on off the heels if you're not already there, and really lifting the chest, lifting out and up. And as we exhale, we're going to lift the hips, straighten the legs, and drop the head. Just swing the chin from side to side. And begin to rotate the shoulders. One at a time, I think, is easier here. And then in the opposite direction. And then just hang for a moment. Shift a little into the balls of the feet, so the weight will come into the balls of the feet. Release the head. Roll the sit bones high. Knees can be as bent as they need to be. And then bend the knees quite deeply. Push the floor away from you with your feet and roll up with the head and arms hanging. Ragdoll style. And just come to stand. And continue then when you're ready, inhaling the arms up and over. Reach the feet into the earth, the hands to the sky. And exhale, bringing the hands down through the center. and continue. This time bring the heels off the floor as you go. Inhale, lift the heels off. Exhale, draw down through the center with control. Use the belly to support you. Inhale, reach out and up. Lift the heels off, reach skyward. Draw the navel in and exhale with control. Draw those heels and hands down. Last round. Inhale, reaching out and up. Reach. Exhale, drawing down with control. Bring the elbows in towards each other. Hands just at the face. And then inhale, open up as if you're sliding a window open. And exhale, coiling in. And you might even like to bend the knees a little and round through the back a little. Drop the head in a little. And then inhale, open and straighten everything. Open the heart, maybe look up a little. And exhale, coil back in as you close the hands, arms in towards each other. Inhale, open the window of your heart. And exhale back into the center. And then just straighten everything out, hands at the heart. Take a breath or two here as you feel into yourself. Try and relax everything in this moment. Any effort, any contraction, just allow it to release here and feel with it. The energy already changing within the body. So we're going to come to the top of our mat, if you're not already there. I'm going to work with a little bit of twisting as it's just after Christmas and New Year, so we tend to overdo things, so it's good to have a little slight detoxing or wringing out of the organs. Standing at the top of your mat with the hands in prayer, feet in Tadasana, so they're just under the hips. We're going to drop our hands and bend our knees. Inhale, rise. And exhale, fold down. Release the head fully, soften the knees as much as you need to. And then half lift. Inhale, hands right up the legs. Lift the chest and chin and exhale, refold. Soften the knees again as you release the head and rolling up on the next inhale, pushing the floor away from you. Arms reach up. And exhale back through the center. Hands to the heart and then back down as we bend the knees. Inhale, arms out and up. Open the chest. Exhale, folding down. Hands can be wide or straight. Lots of bird action happening here. Half lift. Inhale, lifting, and then exhale, folding. Rolling up again. Feet press in, roll up all the way. Arms over, up and up, over. Open the heart and the front body. Exhale back to the center. Hands continue down as we bend the knees and inhale right. Exhale, folding. As you come down, begin to release the head, soften the knees as you need to. Half lift, they can straighten the legs a little more there. And then exhale, you might need to bend the legs a little more. Just take a breath here. And then when you're ready, once again, roll it up. Open the front body and exhale, releasing down. Hands to the heart. This time inhale, keep the hands in prayer, palms together, and take them out in front of you. Lots of crows going crazy here. Exhale to squat down, bend down into Utkatasana, the chair pose. Inhale, lengthen here, and exhale, fall. Let the head release, and then inhale back into chair pose. And exhale to fold. Inhale back into chair pose. And exhale, fold.
Straightening the legs, releasing. And inhale, half lift, and this time we're going to take the right leg back. Left foot in lunge and just drop that back knee down. Inhale, pull back. That front leg, and exhale, come forward back into the lunge. Repeating, inhale, pull that front leg back, drop the head towards the knee, and exhale, rock. Last one, inhale, pull back. Drop the head in and exhale. Having that right hand just on the floor, just placing the left hand on the left knee and just push up a little so you're coming into a gentle twist. Look behind you, feel the stretch and breathe. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, release. Tuck and lift that back leg and push back into downward facing dog. Pedal your feet as you arrive so you can get comfortable. And then inhale, drop to the knees. Continue lifting the chest and chin so you're in up cat. And exhale as you push back. Buttocks to heels. And coiling the spine like in down cat. Inhale, roll forward. And exhale, pull back. Inhale, rolling forward. So you're pushing forward into down cat. And exhale, like an up cat, pulling back into the forward. Buttocks to heels. Inhale, rolling. And exhale, pulling back down. So inhale, this time roll up, up cat, and then exhale. If you can, bend the elbows and drop the chest and chin to the floor. Bum is nice and high here, and then just lengthening the body onto the floor. Or find your own way down if that's not working for you. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the chest, the chin. And exhale, drop back down. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Take the hands out a little wider. And we can be on our fingertips. The elbows are in line with the shoulders and the fingers are just under the elbows. We're making a little square shape with our elbows, arms, and just gently swing from side to side so you can get into the shoulders. Hands come back under the shoulders. Inhale, push up all the way into plank or half plank, and exhale into plank. Inhale to step that right foot forward, drop the back knee. There's the train. Inhale, pull that front leg back, drop the nose towards the knee. And exhale, rock forward into lunge, lift the chest. Inhale, pull back. Pull the leg back, drop the head in. Exhale, lengthen forward, lift the chest and chin. Last one. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, rock forward. And then here we're leaving the left hand on the floor, taking the right hand onto the right knee. Press the hand into the knee. Press the left hand into the floor and turn to look over your right shoulder. Breathing here. Toes, lift the knee and push back into that back leg so you can come forward with ease as you bring the left foot to the right and forward. You can either roll up, ragdoll style, or lift from the belly into the chest and come all the way up. And exhale, hands through to the center.
just begin to see the sun peeking out. Inhale, lift the arms up with the palms together. Exhale, sit down in Utkatasana to the chair pose. Take a breath here, and as you exhale, we're going to bring the left elbow to the right knee. Inhale, reach the arms into the center again. And exhale, right elbow, left knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, left elbow, right knee, behind you. Inhale, back to the center. And exhale, right elbow, left knee. Inhale, center, and hold for a moment. And exhale, folding by dropping the head and lifting the hips, straightening the legs. Release the head. Half lift on the inhale, step back with the left foot, knee to the earth. Rise with both arms. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, releasing, hands out to the side. Inhale, lift, you can push back a little. I wish you could see the rising sun here, it's just divine. Beautiful orange sort of coming through clouds. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift here. And hold just for a moment. Feel the energy of the rising sun, even if you're doing it in the afternoon. And exhale, release. So the left hand comes opposite the right foot. We're going to tuck and lift the back leg if you like, or you can remain with the knee on the floor. Inhale to lift the right arm up, and lift the left knee off the floor. And exhale, drop the hand towards that back foot and then down towards the floor. Inhale to reach it beyond you and then up towards the sky. And exhale, back behind you and down to the earth. Inhale, forward and up with that right arm. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward and up, and this time hold there. Exhale as you push into the back heel and front knee. Try and get nice and strong there and press that left hand into the floor and try and draw the shoulder towards the knee. So the left shoulder towards the right knee to try and get that twist nice and deep. Inhale here. Exhale, release both the hand and the back knee to the floor. Inhale, lift so you have a nice lunge. And exhale, pull that leg back. So we're coming into like a forward fold. Inhale, forward again. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and exhale, step back into downward facing. Get comfortable here once again. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale and rock forward. You might need to adjust the feet here and then bend the knees and push back. Lift the hips high as you begin to roll forward again into like plank, and then bend the knees and push back. And then begin to lift the hips and roll forward. Inhaling and exhaling as you push back. Inhaling as you rock forward. And we're just like this big sort of water wheel. Inhale, rolling forward into plank. Exhale, bend the knees, push back and lift the hips. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, enjoy the rhythm, warm the joints, warm the muscles. Get into the movement, and then inhale forward, drop the knees to the floor in half plank, and then this time we can lower ourselves slowly down, trying to bring the belly and the chest down at the same time. You can bring the hands out a little bit away from the shoulders so they're not underneath the shoulders, but they're still sort of in line with the shoulders. And inhale, gently lift. And exhale, release. Inhale, gently lift. And exhale.
Don't push yourself beyond the willingness of the back. Inhale. Shoot the tail to, between your feet and lift and open the heart. Draw the shoulders away from the ears and then exhale, release them. You can come onto your fingertips again and just swing from side to side to release any tension in the shoulders. Hands come in under the shoulders as we press back up into plank and exhale back into plank. Inhale, bring that left foot forward, drop the back knee. Inhale, take the arms up and over the head as you reach into crescent pose, the lunge, and exhale back down. Inhale, rise, press that back foot into the floor and really open up that right leg, right front hip. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Last one. Let's inhale, rise. Holding here for a moment. Press both feet into the floor. Keep out of the lower back by lifting up into the chest. Reach into the hands. And then exhale, back down. Right hand to the earth as it's opposite the left foot. If you like, tuck the back toes, lift the knee, or the knee can remain on the floor. Inhale, the left arm rises. Exhale, it drops towards the back and then the floor. And inhale, we lift up again. Hand lifts up, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward and up with the hand. Exhale, back and down. And again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach it up and hold there for a moment. Exhale to spread from that front knee to the back heel and that right hand pressing into the floor and the shoulder coming a little towards the knee. Exhale, back down. Drop the knee and then pull the front leg back, the front hip back, and just lay over the thigh, over the leg. Take a breath here. And then inhale, come forward. Tuck and lift that back leg. Push back into it so you can step forward with ease and let the head hang momentarily. And then inhale, lifting from the belly to the chest. Arms come overhead. And exhale. Hands through to the heart to the center. So just take a breath there. Feel into your body. Notice what's going on. And then as you're ready, inhale, reach the hands forward and up, and exhale, sit down once again into Utkatasana. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, take the left elbow to the right knee, and this time we're just going to hold. Try and bring the hands to the heart, and look over that right shoulder. Try and keep both knees very even here. Inhale, lift back into the center with the hands. Knees remain bent. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. And hook that elbow in if you can. Press it into the knee, let the knee press back. And hands to the heart as you look over that left shoulder. Breathing here. Inhale, back to the center, lift the arms, and then exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift, and step that left leg back. This time we're going to push off with the knee off the floor. Inhale and rise. Just really open up that front body. Let everything lift a little. Get comfortable here, right? Exhale, the hands can flow back down, just to give your arms a rest.
Inhale, let it rise. Open up that front body. So just feel into your own body and be a little playful. And exhale, hands release. Inhale, open up. Exhale, release. And now, inhale, arms lift. Drop into both the feet. And this time we're going to take the right hand, to the right hip. Reach into the left hand, the left arm, and exhale, just lean a little over to the right. You can inhale and release that, come back to the center, and then exhale, dip to the right. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, dip to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dip to the right. Inhale from that back foot to the hand, and then exhale. See if you can bring that left elbow to the right knee. You might want to stretch that back leg a little further away from you. Hook the elbow to the outer side of the knee. And if you can, you could bring the hands into prayer here. Look over that right shoulder. Press into that back heel. Be steady in both feet. Strong in the back leg. And breathe. Preferably with a smile on the face. Take one last breath. And as you exhale, bring both hands to the floor. Step that right leg back into dog. And iron out anything that came up for you here. And then we go again. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, bend the knees, push back. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, bend the knees, push back. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, bend the knees, push back. Inhale, roll forward into plank. Here, you can drop the knees to the floor and do half plank as we did last round. If you're feeling strong, you're feeling good, and the body is nicely aligned, shoulders over the wrists, then draw your belly up in towards the spine and slowly begin to bend the elbows in towards the ribs and lower the body down. Placing the whole body on the floor, and then inhale, rise into your back leg. And exhale, release down. Get comfortable there for a moment, and then bring the hands out on an angle. Elbows in line with the shoulders, and the fingers up. You're up on your fingertips, and the hands are sort of underneath the elbows. We're just going to take one leg over a little, and then the other leg over a little, and then back to the center, and from there lift back up into a back bend, lifting into the heart of the hands. And then exhale slowly back down. Let's just take a quick break here. 2 to 3 breaths into the back of the body. You might like to roll out your shoulders or rock out your hips. Then the hands come in under the shoulders. Toes can tuck. And we inhale, push all the way back up into plank, and exhale back into dog. So we're going to step the left leg forward. Prepare yourself for lift off. So we inhale, press particularly that front foot into the floor as we rise all the way up, arms overhead. And just find the nice buoyancy here and a little lift and opening in the front body. And exhale, release back down to the earth with both the hips and the hands. Inhale, rise. Open the front body. Exhale, drop in to the earth. Inhale, feel the lightness and the lift, the rising sun, which is really now in full view for me now. And exhale.
let the arms rise. Be steady in the feet. Doesn't matter if you're a bit wobbly. I am this morning. Exhale, settle in. We're going to take the left hand to the left hip. Inhale, reach into that right hand, and exhale, lean a little over to the left. Inhale, back, straight up. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, lean to the left. Press into that back foot as well. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean to the left. Press into that right heel. Inhale here into that right hand. And exhale, see if you can bring the elbow to the outer left knee thigh. You can just be where you need to be. You could always drop that back knee if you needed to. And see if we can just squeeze in and then line our hands up at the heart space in prayer. Be strong in both legs here, both feet. And look over that left shoulder up. Breathe here. Just try and breathe naturally. No need to stress yourself too much. Take one more breath. And then exhale to release, hands on either side of the foot. Inhale, pull back a little into that right leg, and then take yourself forward and forward. Taking a breath here as you're ready. And then rolling up or reverse one, so lifting from the belly to the heart and pressing all the way up. Exhale back to the center. Hands to the heart. Take a moment here. Notice how you're feeling, what's going on for you. Just widen our feet so it's in the length of the mats. I hope that banging isn't too loud on the recorder here. He's banging some metal thing for some reason. Lengthen the tail down to the earth and the crown up towards the sky. Take an inhale as you let both arms rise out and up, and the palms can just gently meet overhead. And as we exhale, we widen the arms again, palms facing towards the earth, and we bring the hands in behind us. We can interlace there. And the hands can sit on the small of the back. And they can just remain there if you like, with the elbows being drawn in towards each other. That may be enough for you, and if you've got very tight shoulders, that may be where you want to stay. Otherwise, we're going to inhale and extend the arms away from the back so we straighten the elbows, lift from the belly up into the chest. And as we exhale, we draw the heart out forward and towards the earth. And just allow the hands, the arms to follow over your head as you drop the head towards the earth. The knees can soften a little here, but we want to be active in the arches of the feet, rolling to the outer edges of those feet. Try and take a couple of breaths here, relaxing through the shoulders. You could even swing the chin from side to side here, releasing any tension in the neck. And you could try bending the right knee and leaning towards the right thigh a little. And then inhale, lifting back to the center. And then exhale, bending that left knee and leaning into it a little. And then exhale back to the center. Take an inhale to half lift and let the hands drop back down to the buttocks. And as you exhale, release the interlace and slide the hands down the back of the legs. Take that left hand right into the center of your legs, but out in front of your chest. So basically, the hand will be under the chest and shoulder. The right hand will come to the buttocks or onto the sacrum and begin to press the left hand into the floor to begin to rotate your torso towards the right. The right hand can remain just seated on the sacrum. And if you're very comfortable though, you could lift it. So the right arm is reaching up skyward, left hand is pressing into the earth. The tailbone is reaching back behind you and the crown is reaching out in front of you. And both legs reaching into the earth while both sit bones lift up towards the sky. So we're like an awkward star shape, shining, twinkling in all directions. Take an inhale as you really activate all those 6 corners of the body. And then exhale, release back down. And just fold for a moment. Head hangs towards the earth. Hands are just in line with the shoulders and just sitting wherever they're comfortable. Then bend the knees and roll your way back up to standing. All the way, arms overhead. Palms gently touch, or fingertips even, and then exhale, arms wide again as they come back behind us with the opposite interlace. So if your right finger is in front, it's now your left. Find that behind you. Hands, of course, can sit just on the sacrum with the elbows coming in towards each other, or we lengthen them away from the buttocks. Lift from the belly into the heart, and as we exhale, lift the heart forward and then down. As we fold, we allow the arms to follow over our head. Soften the knees as much as you need to, but continue to roll the sit bones high. Try and lift into the arches of your feet. Release the head as much as you can. And even if you like, that little wag of the chin from side to side. A little rock of the hips from side to side. And then again, if you like, bend the left knee and lean in towards it a little. And then come back to the center on an inhale. And the exhale as you bend the right knee, leaning into it a little. And then back to the center. Take a half lift, and as you do, let the hands drop to the buttocks and release the interlace. And as you exhale, then the hands slide down the back of the legs to the ankles. Right hand now comes into the center, and as you half lift, it's just going to land under the chest and under the shoulder of that right arm. And then begin to press that hand into the floor to rotate the torso towards the left. That left hand can remain on the buttocks, or we inhale and extend it up. Breathing here. And exhale to release down. And release fully into the forward fold. Release anything that you need to through the neck and the shoulders. And even the hips here can rock from side to side a couple of times. We're just going to turn over to that right foot if that's where you need to be, or left if you're on the other side. It doesn't really matter here. We're just going to step forward so both feet are at the top of the mat once again. Half lift here. And then we're coming back into the original position of the squat that we first arrived in. And this time we might be able to sit up a little fuller here with the arms tucked into the inner knees and lifting our heart a little. Lengthen from tail to crown. And then slowly either begin to sit down, buttocks to the earth, or take your hands behind you and support yourself as you do so. Bringing the soles of the feet together as we lengthen the spine up and away from the earth. Just take a moment to soak it all in. Breathing and finding the breath and the ease of the breath in your body. And taking the hands in on either side of the knee and drawing the knees in towards each other. Feet are going to sit now at a roundabout distance. Going to lift up through to the chest and open the arms up so the palms are facing towards the ceiling. They're just about shoulder distance. Or shoulder height, sorry. And distance. Take an inhale here. And we're going to coil down on the exhalation super slowly. So just finding your way down and really feeling into every inch of your core. Slowly release. And then taking the hands in that captor style. Elbows sort of in line with the shoulders and maybe just above them. And the hands, you know, the elbows are bent, hands are just reaching. Take a breath or two here. Relaxing the whole of your body. And if you need to, you could just slide the legs long so there's a sense of deep relaxation before we go into the closing sequence. Everything deeply and completely relaxed. See what you can let go of in this moment. And then if your legs are long, bring them back into just behind the sit bones with the feet in hip distance. Arms can be alongside the body now with the palms facing down. We press the feet into the floor, and as we inhale, we begin to lift the hips and peel the spine up. Lifting upwards into the heart, and then exhale, coiling down vertebra by vertebra. Sacrum the last thing to hit, and we repeat. Press the feet into the floor. Lift the hips and peel the spine on the inhalation. Keep pressing the feet into the floor for the lift. And then exhale, coiling back down vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, rise. Slow lifting of the hips and the spine. Just peeling off the earth. Feet kept pressing in and get nice and comfortable there as we come into the hold. You might like to walk your shoulder blades in towards each other a little. Press the hands into the floor if you can and activate everything here. You can interlace the hands underneath you, drawing the shoulder blades in a little more deeply towards each other. But continue to press the hands and the length of the arms into the floor. Tail is long here. And then you can release the interlace and exhale slowly, vertebra by vertebra down. And again. Inhale. Press the feet into the floor, lift the hips. Peel the spine. Keep pressing the feet into the floor. Walk those shoulder blades in towards each other. If you're getting higher, you might need to adjust the feet a little and keep pressing, pressing, pressing. Arms can press into the floor, flutter the hands into the floor. or you can interlace if you want to bring the shoulder blades in a little closer and keep pressing into the floor. And then slowly release everything, coil your way back down. Take a breath as you relax. Let everything deeply relax once again. And then we're going to come up into shoulder stand, or even just half shoulder stand, so Viparita Karani. We lift the hips off, we lift the legs over the floor, and we grab hold of our hips with our hands. And then we try and drop the hips into the hands as we reach the legs across our face on an angle. So we're on this sort of like side V shape. If this isn't any good for your wrists, then you might like to just place the hips on a bolster or a few folded blankets and get the inversion style there, or legs up against the wall, of course. Otherwise, we're just holding here. There should be no stress or strain in the neck or shoulders, really. The wrists are probably taking most of the effort here, so if your wrists aren't good, then I would take the legs up against the wall or just hips on some bolster option. Reach high into the feet. And if you can then begin to drop the feet over your head just as much as you can, right? If you can go all the way to the floor, do, and if you can interlace your hands there, you could do that as well, or just remain here. Taking a couple of breaths, even if the feet are just hovering over you, that's absolutely fine. Natural breathing. And then slowly we're going to unwind, so you might be able to place the arms along the earth and slowly, vertebra by vertebra, roll back down. Bring the hands almost together so thumbs are touching, and the buttocks is going to sit just in between the square hands. So your hands are flat on the floor with the thumbs almost touching. And we're going to place the buttocks in between there. Tuck the elbows deeply into the body and then push the elbows into the earth as you lift your chest up and drop your crown of the head to the floor. Keep pressing the elbows into the floor, open the heart, reach into the legs and drop the head back behind you. And then release back down, bring the soles of the feet to the floor, and then just gently allow the head to roll from side to side if you like. Take a nice deep inhale, and when you're ready, drop both knees down to the left hand side. You might like to look over to the right. Nice, easy, deep breathing there. Inhale back to the center and exhale over to the other side. Inhale back to the center, exhale over to the other side. So the knees are actually, feet are quite wide from each other, so then that way we can easily place that left foot on top of the right knee. couple of deep breaths into the right thigh. And then release the foot off the knee and inhale back to the center. Exhale, drop both knees to the right side. And then that right foot sits onto the left knee, if that's comfortable for you. Close your eyes if you can. Take a few deep breaths and really soften on the exhalations. And then release the foot off and inhale back to the center. Just taking a couple of breaths there. Coming to sit up. Stretch into your legs, straightening the legs, reaching into the heels, and then just slowly sliding down, folding over the legs, just to wherever you manage. A nice easy forward fold here. A few deep breaths into the back body. Seeing what you can let go of with each passing round of breath. And then rolling up. And exhale, rolling back down. Taking a couple of breaths. So then we're just going to grab maybe a rolled blanket or towel, or if you have a bolster, you can use the bolster. Place it underneath the legs, and if you like, just bringing the soles of the feet together, or you could do this without support or with just some blocks underneath your thighs. Sink into the rhythm of your breath. Sorry if it gets a little loud with the noise here. It's beginning to wake up properly. It's probably after 7 now, so take a few deep breaths into the belly. And I'd like you to inhale to the count of 5. Pause for the count of 3. And exhale to the count of 5. And pause for a moment. And then inhale 5. Pause for 3. Exhale 5. Pause. Inhale 5. Pause for 3. Exhale 5. So small pause and then inhale 5. See if you can pause for the count of 5. And then exhale 5. Inhale 5. When you're ready, pause if you can for 5. And see if you can exhale for 7. Inhale 5. Pause for 5. And exhale 7. And continue. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. maybe a pause, maybe not. On your next round, see if you can inhale to 5, pause for 5, and exhale to 10. And continue. See if you can do that another 2 rounds. So after your next exhale, just releasing all effort. You might like to draw the knees in towards each other and straighten the legs out. Shake out the legs if you need to, shake out your hips if you need to, shake out your hands if you need to, even a little rotation in the wrists and ankles. Shoulders can draw towards each other. Just making yourself comfortable for a moment of relaxation. It's deep winter here, so it's cold. Allow the breath to guide you into relaxation, into Shavasana. And the magic happens as we just let go. The more fully we can release and surrender to this posture, the more nourishing and healing the previous practice is. Make yourself like an offering to the earth. The skin beginning to release as the muscles relax. And the bones deep within begin to just get heavy to the earth. Again, those features of the face become really relaxed. Skin is soft. Eyeballs and tongue deeply into cavities that hold them. And see if you can really allow your belly to rest into the cavity that holds it. of everything that you know about yourself and simply float in the mystery. Stay as long as you need. Otherwise, you can just begin to gently wake yourself up. Taking a couple of deep breaths, moving the body in any way that feels nice. And rolling onto one side to push up.
Coming to sit for a moment as we take a moment of gratitude for the practice that we've just had. You might like to bring your hands in prayer at the heart center or place one hand on top of the other over the heart space. And bow the head in towards the heart. Feel into your body, feel into what is now. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a New Year moment here. It's just a couple of days before the start of 2018. So I'm wishing you much joy and happiness and abundance and freedom. Namaste.